A Doncaster bouncer who dreamed of being a dad and a rugby player had his hopes and dreams put on hold, essentially dashed away, when he was bladed carrying out his duties of his job. The victim, 21-year-old Norton Bulgacs, had been working on the doors of the Angel and Royal in Cleveland Street in Doncaster on July 26th of last year, that being 2024. The aggressor, 34-year-old Andrew Thompson, was already in a bad mood from events transpiring earlier on in the day, and he had wanted a drink in the Angel and Royal. However, the establishment had a dress code of smart casual. That meant things like no shorts or sandals, something that Andrew Thompson did not care about. Now, Andrew was aggressive from the outright. When he walked up to the Angel and Royal and tried to make his way in, Sheffield Crown Court heard that the bouncers, including Norton, had apologised but told Andrew Thompson he wouldn't be able to drink inside as he was wearing shorts. He could go home, get changed and then come back. Andrew found this unacceptable and immediately began to act aggressive and used foul language on the men just enforcing the rules. Now, the incident lasted a few minutes before Andrew walked away begrudgingly. However, Andrew returned just 10 minutes later, this time with a cardigan wrapped around himself. With his new disguise, Andrew attempted to once again force his way inside, and once again it was refused. Now, this had enraged and already peed off Andrew, and because of his aggressive nature and his promises to come back and do harm to everyone who would not let him inside, the bouncers began to distribute his identity to other doormen and bouncers in and around Doncaster. It was at this moment that Andrew Thompson was going to enact his promise. He was going to hurt someone, and how he was going to do that was by going home, getting 4 kitchen utensils, blades, and then coming back to the Royal and Angel and then blading a bouncer in areas such as their private parts and tried to K them. Andrew called a taxi and went home. He stomped round his home, took out 4 biggest blades he could find from the kitchen drawer, and then immediately went back to the pub at around 10 p.m. In an act that lasted no longer than 60 seconds, Andrew Thompson had bladed bouncer Norton Bulgacs in the private parts, groin area, with so much force that Norton thought he would die. To add insult to injury, Andrew Thompson had also dug his hands into Norton's hair full force and began to pull out large clumps. In the same incident, Andrew Thompson also injured Norton's colleague. Now, of course, ambulance and police were called, and Norton was rushed to hospital immediately. Now, Norton, who already had 1 testy removed from childhood, was told that there was no way that he was going to have children anymore because there was so much damage to that private area. Now, the aspiring rugby player had spent a lot of time recovering, over 5 months, and was unable to play rugby or keep fit. He told Sheffield Crown Court that he had lost over 2 kg in muscle mass. The bouncer was also a university student, and he also told the court that the incident had affected his mental health and sleep, with the incident constantly on a loop whenever he closed his eyes. Norton initially could barely walk, let alone play sports, the sport that he loved, and was unable to go out with friends or socialise, and now requires a lifetime of treatment. Sheffield Crown Court also heard it took Norton Bulgacs 5 months to learn to walk again, and it still is not normal. When Andrew was arrested, he did express remorse, and it was said that the incident was completely out of character for him, and it was a mad reaction to a misunderstanding, something that could have been resolved by him going home, changing into jeans and trainers or smart shoes, and then coming back. Andrew, who had no previous convictions, was initially charged with attempted M, but it was downgraded to GBH with intent, despite Andrew going home in a taxi for the sole purpose of getting not 1, not 2, not 3, but getting 4 blades and then using those blades to deliver life-changing injuries on his victim, a bouncer and a university student and a rugby enthusiast. Andrew pled guilty to GBH and it was accepted, and was told that he would be jailed for 7 years and 4 months by the judge for this incident. Does the crime match the sentence, or is this leniency? And what would you do if you was told at 21 years old that you would never be able to have children in a natural way again? How would that make you feel? Again, let me know your thoughts. And as always, stay safe, safe,